I'm not your boy. I'm not your boy.
Welcome to our talk show. Before we begin, we would like to make a disclaimer that everything mentioned in this show comes from personal experiences and opinions. We may refer to biblical references and teachings from the man of God, Prophet Philip Banda, but these are also subject to personal interpretation. Our goal is to share our perspectives and experiences, and we encourage our viewers to seek guidance and counsel from trusted sources before making any significant decisions in their lives. Furthermore, the views expressed in this show may not represent the views of Impact for Christ Ministries. We acknowledge that everyone has their own unique journey and circumstances, and what may have worked for us may not necessarily apply to others.
I think you're on the wrong camera.
Yeah.
Come on, switch over, come on. Hi. Welcome back to today's live youth talk show. My name is Ruben and I am here with
Gabriel.
Yes. So Gabriel, how are you today?
I'm feeling amazing. I feel like confusing the enemy today.
Yeah, people are used to,
We've become too familiar.
yeah, we've become too familiar. They say,
Yeah.
oh, a talk show, they will be sitting on those
my
chairs. But now we are switching things up. And how are you?
I'm amazing, man. I'm amazing.
Mm.
And today we've got our presenters on our side over here. Do you guys mind introducing yourselves?
Sure thing. I'm Chantal Ndlovu, guys, and I'm a panelist, but on the white chest.
And now I'm Gila, the music baby. Yeah.
Oh, third presenter.
I am Nande as a panelist.
Yeah, so yesterday we were talking about... What were we talking about yesterday?
And Jordan was talking about it, and you're asking me.
But I'm checking you if you watched it. Did you watch it?
We had load shedding.
Oh.
Yeah, but so yesterday it was actually I did watch it. So for those of you who are experiencing load shedding, feel free to watch the show afterwards. It's really okay.
The rebroadcast.
Yeah, because I did watch, but you can summarize the show.
What were we talking about? I'm asking you. Gavi. To be honest, I forgot it.
Nande, what were we talking about?
Why are you in a hurry?
He
So
was watching.
you forgot because you're in a hurry. Telling you about.
No. Okay, but guys, on a serious note, I'm sorry for taking so much of your time. On a serious note, so yesterday's topic was why are you in a hurry? And we did mention how we tend to be in a hurry because we most of the times compare ourselves to our friends, to social media, and in a way that kind of puts a timeline on certain things. And that was basically my take from yesterday's show.
Yeah.
And on today's show, our topic is I am not my mistakes. So our presenters, who are our panelists in this case, it's really confusing. We want to confuse the enemy. That's the whole point. That's
Never
the whole
let
point.
them know your next move.
Yeah. Always keep them guessing. So, do you, okay, Have you guys made any mistakes in your lives?
Obviously we're human. We made a lot of mistakes, a lot of regrettable
Okay.
mistakes.
Just mention one.
Okay.
We're confusing the enemy today. They didn't think we were going to ask this question.
Well, I could just say like maybe putting salt instead of sugar in my tea. That's what you mentioned. Yeah, one
You've
mistake.
done that
Put salt.
Yeah,
for real.
it was a mistake.
Oh yeah, actually that makes
And how
sense.
did it taste?
How about music,
No,
baby?
Okay, hey, my mistakes, crazy.
Your name is a mistake. Sorry.
No,
Music,
no.
baby, guys, come on.
Come
music,
on.
baby.
Yeah, that's
It's
it's
okay,
me,
man.
That's
It's
how
okay.
I feel. Okay, my mistake was falling in love with strangers.
I'm sorry.
Before I ever got to think like, falling in love with people I don't really know, for the sake of falling in love.
So your mistake has to do with women.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bruh. That has been a problem for the longest of
Yeah.
centuries. But anyways, not there today. Nande is with us today, guys. Did he introduce himself?
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
I did.
I want you like an epic introduction, but okay. Nande, just mention one of the mistakes that you've made.
In what area? No, there's quite a lot, to be quite honest. I had to, when you were asking them, I had to think. Because she started off on a lighter note, so I'm trying to follow that. She didn't go deep, so a mistake I've made, I don't know, I think a mistake I've made, okay, here's a mistake I've made, similar to his, but don't try this at home. Don't copy this.
It's
A mistake,
guys.
it's a mistake. And it's, not being taught. I started knowing, this thing of girlfriend and dating, I think from when I was in grade 4.
Same.
Greeting
It's a common mistake, I think.
greeting a girl who was in grade 2, and you can imagine grade 4. And I remember, I don't know where I learned this. I think it's from watching a lot of TV. So, she's in grade 2, I'm in grade 4. I had a best friend whom she also happened to like, and then she cheated in grade
that
2.
age?
That's from young. That's what I mean. Look, so I don't want to go deep into it, but yeah, that's basically it.
Nah. So, actually, we will get into this because I actually like the points they've raised
Yeah. I love
because
it.
it kind of like is in line with our topic today. So much in line.
Yeah.
So we will get back and let's just take a quick break.
Yeah. And viewers at home, if you've made mistakes, leave
Comment
them down in the
section.
comments. Give us content. Thank you. So right after the break, thank you. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Things are back to normal now.
We're done confusing the enemy.
Yeah, we are done. We hope if you've been confused, you're an enemy. You're an op.
I don't agree with him, just so you know.
No, I'm joking. Yeah. So yeah, we were discussing mistakes. We asked the presenters / panelists about their mistakes, but now I want to hear from you.
You know what I would say, bro? I don't have any mistakes.
I knew
And-
that was coming. But lie.
Okay, anyways, the mistake that I've made. So I remember I was yeah, I was quite young, almost similar to Nande, but it's not a girl type of thing. So I once saw my granny like putting money behind a jar.
Oh, wait, is this a true story?
It is right, legit. So when I was young, like I was with my granny. So I used to say like putting money behind a jar, right? And following day I went to school, and at school, I think, it was actually my first day of school. So what happened was I went to school. Everyone was buying, what do you call it? Is it fudges? The one that have got like too much sugar.
Hey, bro.
Like, okay,
oh
nice.
no, I get you.
So
The
they're
colourful
being sold, yeah. So they're being sold like by the gate. So everyone was like going through, was buying, and I didn't have the money. So, and in my mind, I knew tomorrow I'll buy because I knew I would get the money. So you finish the story. That was my mistake because I did get it, bruh. Right, grannies can do the most.
I can
Grannies.
relate.
Huh?
Okay, I can relate.
Yeah, no,
I can
we've all
relate.
been there.
Yeah.
Maybe with sugar, maybe, yeah.
No, not with sugar. You're talking about
Yeah, money.
pickpocketing.
Yeah. No, not you, that's deep.
Oh,
It was vice pocketing. Pocketing from the vice because it's not registered.
So
What?
pickpocketing.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, I can relate. I remember doing that type of a thing where because my mom is a nurse, so she would work night shift. So I remember it would upset me when I would want something and she couldn't. So because she used to like working night shift, I'd wait for her to sleep when she comes back from work. Then I go through the bag. Then I collect whatever I'm collecting. I buy myself chocolates. But that's not being taught again. You see, it's another thing that falls just under that.
Nice. So I'm glad you actually mentioned. Okay, so do you think that would make you a thief? Like right now, Nanda, you're a thief. Because that actually brings us to our topic. Because I know we've, like, for the most time, we keep thinking that our mistakes makes us who we are.
Yes.
So because I know me, I do not believe in that, bruh. Like, I will not lie to you. So I just want to ask Nande, because he also did something similar to me. Thief Nande, does that make you a thief?
No, it doesn't make me a thief. It just made me a person who couldn't control his desires.
Yes.
All right, because you look at, there's truth and there's truth behind the truth.
What
It's true that I stole. All right.
Okay.
No, I don't want to promote wrong. It was wrong that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was true that I stole. But I stole because I needed something. I stole from my mom because I wanted something. It's completely wrong, but that does not make me a whole complete it's not my identity in Christ. That's not who God said I am. I believe that's my belief. I don't believe God said you are a thief. It's just something that happened, which maybe in a different scenario could have been different, depending on upbringing, depending on circumstance. Look, there's a lot of factors that play into it. So I wouldn't necessarily term myself as that because I did that.
Nice. So basically what you're saying is that is not really who you are. Like,
No, it's
it
not.
was a mistake. We all agree it was a mistake.
Yes.
And that is not who you are.
Yes.
Cool. I'm
Because
actually glad that you agree with me.
if you go deeper into it, each and every person goes through something in their individual lives and they end up doing things that they themselves are not proud of. Sometimes you can be tempted to get upset with a particular thing. Does that make you is anger you? Is anger who you are? It's not.
No, it's not.
So that's what I mean. Like, things do happen. Some of them are based on certain circumstances. Some of them are just based on how we are taught to respond to certain things. Because even the certain responses we give at times, it's taught. It's taught behavior from young. So I'm not the mistake I made. It happened. Okay, look, let's put it into practice.
Yeah.
You only knew about this because I told you. But whenever you look at me, do you see that? No,
I can see that turning Andy.
Yeah, I can see this
Nah.
who walks with. Yeah.
No.
Who walks with one.
Yeah, I see.
You didn't see that.
No, I'm joking.
Nice. And I'm actually clear that Nande mentioned that because, no, okay, Guys, look, this is another disclaimer. The things I say here, do not go to my mom saying, Mama, we heard you doing this to Gabriel. Please, I will do other things here. But for parents who actually, because you did something like that, the next thing they'll be like, you're Aisha, my son is a thief.
Yeah.
Like, putting that label, it was just a mistake. And I do not think that should define the child.
Yeah.
You should look past that and be like, why did my child steal? And then you actually tackle from there.
I feel like we'll be talking about parents on this talk show
Ne?
every episode because they play such a big role, like in our lives. Because
They do, man.
because like you, like let's say you're supposed to you wash dishes every day at a specific time, and then one day you don't wash dishes at that time.
You're lazy.
They call you a lazy child now. So that becomes
Child is
your
lazy.
identity. to
At
them.
home, he doesn't want to do anything. All he
Yeah.
knows is to come home and sleep, and he doesn't even do dishes. It was one day, mom. It was one day. And the next thing, I'm a lazy child.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you guys should even be talking about dishes because you boys. Let me speak for my girls. Let me speak for my girls. You guys are right, ne? But I feel like it's not. You're not expressing it enough. Let me speak for us girls, okay? This thing of the dishes. Yes, mom, it was a mistake that maybe last night I didn't wash the dishes, but it's like one of those things that we are. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's a mistake I'm always making.
A mistake you're always making. It's a
like,
habit.
It's one of those things. Like, let's not go to dishes, guys, please.
He touched by dishes. Look, we're not promoting laziness. Kids out there, if you're not washing dishes, start washing dishes. Because next thing they'll be like, Mom, stop calling me lazy. You're defining me by my mistakes. No, that is no longer a mistake. If you keep doing it, it's no longer a mistake, actually.
Okay, but are those the kind of mistakes that we're referring to? Like,
no, actually, we're not. So, okay, so firstly, we wanted to first clarify if our mistakes actually define who we are. So we started by like mentioning the tiny mistakes, like putting salt in tea instead of sugar.
That's what's up.
And the other mistake was the name music. Oh, sorry. What was your mistake again?
music baby.
Music baby. What was your mistake?
Falling in love with strangers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
I don't know why, but in my mind, I keep thinking that the mistake was himself calling himself music baby.
Bro.
No,
And-
that's not a mistake, man.
Yeah, no.
That's
sorry,
me.
According to me, that was. I'm sorry. I should apologize for that.
Oh, yeah, you just made another mistake.
Yeah, that was my mistake. So we just first wanted to like, tackle from the tiny mistakes and we then bring up to bigger mistakes. Because some might say that a mistake can actually make me who I am. And these mistakes could be something like a mistake that I make and eventually lead me to something good. So I'm trying to think of one mistake that could potentially do that. So maybe say I made a mistake of shouting at my mom. And my mom will beat me. And then now, the good that came out of that beating is that I know how to discipline other kids. Because I know how not to beat.
Bro, I thought...
No, I'm not talking about beating, guys. Like, I now know, because I know how beating actually played a role in my life. So
Yeah.
I will never do that. So that mistake has made me in a way to be who I am now. This person disciplines people in a certain way.
I thought you were going to say that beating taught you that I should never shout at my mom again. That's what I thought you were
I
going
also expected
Yeah.
you to go
Same.
that direction.
Okay, also that. But you think different, you guys.
No, I thought you were going to start beating other kids so they become like you.
No. So here, what I was mentioning was how a mistake, because I've been hearing this thing of how a mistake can actually lead to something good, like in terms of like make you who you are in a good way.
Yeah.
So hence I was trying to tackle that, because it's very common, man. It's very easy for someone to be like, I am who I am because of that mistake that I made. And personally, what I'm saying is, I am not my mistake. Yes, that might have happened, but it did not make me who I am. I'm not sure if you guys get me.
Touching on to what you were saying about an example of making a mistake that amounted to good. Like, I'm going to give an example of myself. So I made a mistake and I chose the wrong subjects when I was going to grade 10. I chose those subjects because I chose those subjects because of like peer pressure and everything. Like, girl, you good in science. And I'm like, I know that, So I took science, physics, life science, and then that was the biggest mistake because that was not my passion. Yes, I'm like intelligent and I can do it, but it was not my passion, so that was my mistake. But it did amount to good, because at some point then I learned that no, I have to make my own decisions, like shouldn't be pressured by my surroundings and by parents. Yeah, so now I know what I want.
Would you say that mistake has made you who you are?
I can proudly say that it
So
has.
does that not mean that you are your mistakes?
I
So-
beg to differ.
That's the thing. I really do not encourage that. Please, Nande, differ for
Yeah,
me.
I
Differ on my
beg to
behalf,
differ
'cause
because, okay, here's the thing.
sit properly.
If there's anything that a mistake does, it's to delay one, not to define one. So a mistake cannot define me, but it can delay me. And I'll give it based on what she's saying. She chose the wrong subject or whatever the case may be. Fine. So what happened, based on what I can interpret from what she's saying, is she was delayed from doing what she wanted. It's not to necessarily say that it's defining who she is as a person, right? So for me, when we are talking about I am not my mistakes, like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of mistakes I've done, not only when I was younger, even now.
Even now, yeah.
All right?
We're humans.
Mistakes, some of them I wouldn't be as free to speak about them. There are those type of mistakes I've made, but I don't believe that they define me because of what the Prophet teaches. Prophet Philip Banda, based on how he teaches one, based on how he encourages us about who God is, how God is, that's where I come in with the differing. Because if I say that my mistakes define me, then who will I be? How many mistakes have I made? How many mistakes am I still to make? So who will Nandi be if that's what we're saying?
If that's what defines you.
Yeah.
I hear you. That's a very great input. Yeah. And I'm glad that it's differing on my behalf, because I personally wouldn't agree with Charlotte.
My name.
Charlotte or Chantal,
Sorry,
sorry.
Chantal. Sorry.
I don't know, Charlotte, Chantal.
Yeah. It's one of the names.
Shasha.
But I think we can hear from... Shishi. Okay, no, never mind. No, but let us hear from our viewers. I think we did receive some people telling us what they actually think about the topic. And also you viewers out there, please do feel free on leaving your comment on the comment section. Just tell us, do you agree with the fact that your mistakes make you who you are? Your mistakes define who you are. And yeah, let us just see our views.
Today we're discussing a topic around mistakes, and the question was asked, does my mistake define who I am? Certainly not. My mistakes do not define who I am, but I do know that my mistakes are a part of who I become, be it positive or negative. They are a part of the building structure to the person that I am today because of their teaching effect. Because with every mistake, you have to learn something. I think if anything, we must ask for wisdom to be able to learn during our mistakes, to be able to quickly come back to ourselves and understand what is it that I'm supposed to learn after these mistakes, so next time I don't make the same mistakes. So yeah, mistakes don't define who I am, certainly not. And yeah, and I think we must also just be careful in terms of how we respond to mistakes that we made ourselves, even the mistakes that other people have made. I think we need to be very careful, because at that vulnerable moment, it can either be detrimental to yourself, to the other person, or it can be beneficial. So we need to also look at how we respond to making those mistakes, so that we learn quicker and we get out of it faster. So yeah, that is my response. Thank you.
Hi there. I do not believe that your mistakes define you. I do not believe in that. Every mistake is a learning experience. If you do not learn from your mistakes, you keep making the same mistakes over and over again. So I definitely believe that every mistake is a learning experience. You learn from it, and you can also help others learn from it because of the mistakes you've made.
Hi guys. The reason why I think and I believe that my mistakes do not define me is that I believe that life is a learning experience, and I always learn. Whatever I do after the mistake makes all the difference, because if I do a mistake for now, I will actually rectify it in a minutes later or moments later, because I've realized that this is a mistake and I'm willing to make things correct. And mistakes do not make me less capable. So that's the reason why I believe that my mistakes do not define me.
So, am I not my mistakes? Doesn't feeding your subconscious play a vital role of who you become? The environment where you grow up determine where you'll be in life, but ultimately the choices that you actually make for your life affect the outcome of where you'd ultimately be. So, in a nutshell, I think I am my mistakes to a degree, because everything plays a vital role, and with all the choices that I make in life, it does lead to me making certain mistakes. You know, whatever I feed to my subconscious, it feeds it back to me. So I am my mistakes.
Welcome back, everyone. So I'm glad that you guys are still watching. If you're not longer watching, okay, never mind. But I'm glad that you guys are still watching. I wouldn't talk for those who are no longer watching. You guys are going to miss out. And for those who just joined us, so today we are basically just talking about how your mistakes should not define who you are. So the topic of today is I am not my mistakes. And I'm really glad that we heard from our viewers. Yeah, viewers, cool. No, English never loved some of us, to be honest with you. Okay, that's what I'm saying, some of us. Of course, English Congolese. But so I'm really clear that there's one of our viewers who mentioned how mistakes might actually make you who you are. Like, you become what you've done. Type of thing. And I really want to address that, because I know he might be talking for a lot of people. Like, what do you guys
think? For me, because I think my mistakes do define me.
And you've been sitting here quiet.
No, I was waiting for these people to talk so that I can also come in with my input.
Oh, so you were scared because people might start. No, it's a
okay, but what do you mean though? What do you mean?
What do I mean? But by I am my mistakes. We're sitting up now. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's buckle up.
Yeah. What I mean by I am my mistakes.
Yeah. What do you mean? No, it's really a safe space, buddy. Like, we will not judge you. We'll just try and make you see the light.
Okay, it's not necessarily to say I think I am my mistakes. It's just I'm looking at it from a perspective of someone who may think they are their mistakes. Because at the end of the day, your mistakes shape you. They build your character, right? So that means I am my mistakes. I am a product of my mistakes.
Okay, do you want to give an example of like that?
Sorry, those are two different things
though.
Being a product of my mistake and
being your mistake.
Being my mistake.
Oh yes, those are two different things. You're right.
English never loved it.
I wouldn't think that I am a product of my mistakes. I wouldn't think that.
Why wouldn't you think that?
Okay.
Because we do agree. Do we agree that your mistakes?
I personally agree. Like the example could be someone who is in jail and has raped.
Yeah.
You see, that person, we can define them as a rapist because he made the mistake of raping. So he's a rapist.
Is it a mistake though? Him. Was raping a mistake?
It could be that he was under the influence or something. It's just an example. I'm giving a scenario whereby someone can say that I made a mistake and I'm in jail and I did this. So do we not call them a rapist now because their mistakes do not define them? We still have to call that person a rapist.
So with that, right, my response to that is I wouldn't say your mistake has made you who you are, but your choices after the mistake makes you who you are. You are a sum total of your choices. Like what you choose after you've made the mistake, that should be who you are. Yes. A mistake for one is unintentional. Like no one can control the mistake. That's for one. So if you're going to rape, And that's a very bad, like, this is another example, but I don't feel comfortable naming, like, something like that.
Yeah, I also don't. Oh my goodness.
So, please give me one mistake that you might have made, Ruben.
I'm like you guys, I stole.
Yeah, if you stole, it doesn't mean that you're a stealer.
A thief.
Yeah, it came up.
What's happening?
Bottom line is, guys, do not laugh at one man's downfall because it's another man's treasure. As I was saying.
What?
No,
No, English really lovely.
my goodness.
Hey, today you're grammatic.
No, I wanted to check if you guys are listening to me because I've realized that whenever I talk, people like they just take whatever I say. So I was just checking if you guys are really listening. I'm proud.
Those people need help.
It's a mistake. They don't do it on purpose. So as I was saying, your mistakes, mistakes are basically something that happens unintentionally. If a mistake happens intentionally, it's no longer a mistake, it's a choice. So we should be able to like differentiate between a choice and a mistake. Because
Okay, but what if in what you are doing, you don't see it as a mistake? According to you, it's...
Okay. I think we're not our mistakes because I feel like, for example, I fell in love with strangers. That doesn't make me desperate for love. It's just that I was in a hurry. Just like Paul was persecuting the church, right? It's not like he was a murderer. It's because he was just zealous without much wisdom in what he was doing.
Wait, what?
So we are not. So I would say we are not our mistakes. I am my intention. I'm like who I am committed to become. My mistakes are like phases just that are in the past, right? So you can't like define me by that one phase of my past. Oh, good, I did this. Plus, also, I feel like it's a state of mind. You also choose, right, who you wanna be. So I can choose not to be defined by my mistakes. But
okay,
I
so
can
you might
like
choose not to be defined, but that's how we're defining you anyways. So it doesn't really matter what you choose, but that's how you are defined. So so just to address it, I'm just saying that it doesn't matter how you define yourself.
Yeah.
Here we're just mentioning like how that actually does define who you are.
Okay, wait.
But then, if you say that, that means that if what you're saying, you're basically now contradicting yourself.
yeah,
Because
yes,
now
you
if you stole, that means you're still
I
a
wanted to
thief.
make sure that you guys are listening, but what
No, you keep on saying this. You keep on saying this.
Okay,
Because
so what are you
here's,
saying?
based on what we're discussing, my question, so that I understand better. What are we constituting as a mistake? Or not even us. What constitutes a mistake? For me to say, because I think maybe that's where the confusion is.
Yeah.
What is a mistake? When we say someone has made a mistake, what do we mean?
I would say something that is done without, like, it's done unintentionally. If it's unintentionally and misinformed, it might be considered a mistake. I might be wrong.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is there a difference between a mistake and crime?
What?
A mistake and crime. Is there a difference between the two? For example, you say you stole, you are not a thief. But somebody who raped is a rapist.
No, that's
committed
not
a
what
crime.
he's saying. That okay, hence the question. All right?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I'm also uncomfortable saying that word, though it's true, all right?
Okay.
What do you constitute as a mistake? Okay, for instance, someone can... Okay, something that's premeditated. By that I mean something that you actually take time to think about and say that you're actually going to do it. Is that a mistake?
It becomes a choice at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, so then what are we constituting as a mistake? Because...
Something that is done without... Okay, for one, it's done without meditation, just opposite what you just said, and it is done without being informed. And it is done most of the times not knowing why you're doing it, or... Yeah, because if you do not know why you're doing it, that should mean that you are misinformed.
Yeah.
You do not
Great.
have enough knowledge on the matter.
So it's
yeah.
based on ignorance then. You make a
Exactly.
mistake based on ignorance. And then if you've been taught in that, is it still a mistake?
It's now a
No,
It
decision.
this
isn't.
point, it is,
Great. So
yeah.
then, based on that, concept, my mistakes therefore do not define me, because a mistake is something I do minus knowledge. It could be could be out of zeal, just zeal minus knowledge, but I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm like yesterday's topic. Why are you in a hurry? So we also spoke about mistakes in why am I in a hurry. So in me being in a hurry, I end up making mistakes, but those mistakes do not define me. I've done them. Okay, I'll give an analogy that I learned from the Prophet. He once said, now it's about lovers. He was saying, no, because he mentioned it. So he said, for
And he also
instance,
mentioned
with husband and wife, the husband wanted to love his wife, but in the process of him wanting to love his wife, they had a misunderstanding and they fought. And then he asked the question, the fight that you just had, is that what you wanted to do? Is that what you wanted to have?
No.
The answer is no,
course
because
not.
he wanted to love. So then why do you focus on that? So that in itself sort of like clarifies it for me, that mistakes in general are things that sort of like deter us or delay us. And like you said, based on the choices we make thereafter, that's what actually defines us.
Yeah.
That's what actually makes who we are, because we're given two options to pick from.
Thank you. I'm actually glad that you mentioned that, because sorry about that. So, because a lot of people do struggle with that, like just differentiating between the two. How the choices actually do make up who you are, not that the mistakes make up who you are. A mistake that happened, cool. It's a learning curve. It's not really who you are.
But it does contribute, guys. Can we not just shut it down that, yes, it does not define you? Like, a lot of aspects are to be considered when defining a person, right? We cannot fully just say a mistake defines a person. No. But it does
Contribute to who
contribute,
you are.
because I'll just feel like there will be things that your mistakes will then, you will carry out like certain traits or aspects because of that mistake. Like, it will contribute to your character. I don't know. Let's not just shut it out that it does not define you, yes, because a lot of things need to be considered, but
It does
It
contribute.
does contribute.
there's a
to who you are.
contribution. There is a contribution.
That's my chat.
Okay,
Chat.
That's my chat.
that's your what?
My chat. Like, I agree with her.
What did you say?
Yo,
No, I didn't get it. I've never heard that before. I feel like you just made it up. What did you
I
say,
also
Ruben?
feel like you just made it up.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't make it up.
You know it.
It's a thing.
What did you say?
That's my chat.
That's my
It's like I
chat.
can
Yeah,
relate.
guys, I feel like I'm
agree.
old.
no,
I know, but okay. So do you agree that it does contribute to who you might end up becoming?
Okay, you'll need to help me understand how.
Okay, let's
Look,
let's take
what she's
Nande.
saying is basically, if I'm understanding it correctly, she's saying mistakes do contribute to maybe thought pattern, right? Like things you
Which does make up
Exactly.
all right?
part of who you are.
How?
Okay, if your thoughts are okay, I don't know why I'm using thoughts, but okay, let's take for an example, right? You stealing for chocolates,
Sure.
and you learned from that,
Yes.
right? And then, in a way, right now you do not steal because of that mistake that you made. You learned from that mistake what happens when you steal, and in a way, it has kind of like shaped your character now. Now you're no longer stealing because you did learn from what happened in the past. What I'm trying to say is that the learning part of your mistake does contribute to who you are, if you do choose to learn from it, or if you do not learn from them. I don't understand people who do not learn from that mistake, but if you know it's a mistake, chances are you will learn from it. That's what I actually encourage. If viewers, if you don't learn from a mistake, then no. But Nandi, do you get me though?
I get where you guys are drifting to. I
Mhm.
get I'm catching your drift. I'm just more inclined to the idea or the reality that the mistakes I've done, they may contribute in a way. Okay, I hear all that. But based on the definition we agreed on, it's I'm still not settled with what you're saying.
No, I do
Because
agree that
I'm
they do
being
not
taught-
define you. Yes,
Yeah,
I do
I'm
agree.
being taught. I made a mistake out of ignorance.
Yes.
But now it's not. The prophet says, a wise person learns from other people's mistakes.
Yes.
A fool learns from his own mistakes. All right. So, I've made a mistake. How will I know that it's a mistake? And how am I learning from this myself to say this is a mistake? So hence I'm saying, it's not defining me.
No,
This
it's
mistake
not.
is not defining me.
It's
I
not.
can learn from it, but it's not defining who Nande is.
It's not.
Because first of all, it can bring in another argument. Hear me out. Can bring in another argument. Who is Nande?
That one is for you to answer.
Yeah.
Can I answer right now?
No, like it's an
No, I
individual
do hear
question
you.
from everyone.
I do hear
If you say it defines you, then who are you?
Okay, but what I think she was saying was that it does contribute. Okay, the learning, I think that's what you meant.
Yeah, I
The learning
just
part
feel like
of your mistake does define who you are,
It does, like
which is
the
basically the,
fact
choice.
that you're saying like it will contribute because now you are saying that no, I will no longer steal. Like, does that not mean that you have taken something good out of that? Like, and it has contributed to who you are now, an honest man who does not steal.
Which basically does bring us to our definition of saying you are not your mistake, but you are the choices you make after that mistake.
Yes.
Which is the
That's-
learning part of it.
Okay, cool.
So I think that's what she
Yeah.
was basically saying, to say that
Yeah.
the contribution is not necessarily the mistake, but the learning curve of the mistake.
Sure.
To say, okay, from this mistake I've learned 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be my entire being.
Yeah,
But
sure.
yeah. So do you
Can I
have
ask
your
a question? So, is it okay to post about our mistakes?
do you post about your mistake?
I think the question would then be for what? Like, what's there to learn from posting about your mistakes? What's the point?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Some people, they make mistake. Maybe they're gangsters or they've been this, and then when they speak to it, they feel
That is
like
not a
it's
mistake,
kinda
buddy. That's a
them
choice.
status.
That is a
to
choice.
themselves.
Okay, so let us. Okay, I'm sorry if I ever misled anyone to say a mistake is the wrong thing and then the choice is not wrong. You can make the wrong choices.
Yes.
Legit, you can make the wrong choices. And if you choose to boast about the wrong choices you've made, that is totally up to you. But some might know that it's a wrong choice. For an example, not studying. I know one person who will be like, me, I do not study me. And that is a wrong choice. Like, it's not even a mistake at this point, because you know if you do not study, what's going to happen? You're going to fail.
Yeah.
Of course, there are those kids who happen not to study and they end up getting those things. It's good for you. I mean, that's really good for you.
That's
but
me.
Ruben, I know your results. But anyways. No, he just had to say that. He just had to say that. But bottom line is, just because it's a choice doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the right choice. You can make the wrong choices, and they might not necessarily be a mistake, but it's the wrong choice. You don't
Can
have
I
to boast
ask you
about
guys a question as presenters right now?
that. As presenters,
Because you guys, like, okay, you guys have said that, okay, your mistakes do not define you. So I want to ask you, what defines you?
Your
thank
choices.
you. She's not listening. You see what I said
Yeah.
earlier?
You're
I was
checking
like,
it
you
for
guys,
you.
when I speak, you all zone out.
Yeah.
I've been saying, my viewers can vouch for me here. I've been saying,
You.
You have got viewers.
no, guys, it's English. I told you. See, I was trying
Now
to
you
see
are
if you guys are
admitting.
listening.
No.
You see, I was trying to see if you guys are listening. But, no, but those are just those who are actually listening to say, I did mention how your choices make up you are. Like, you are a sum total of your choices. And I think let's just take a quick break, because you know me and water. I love, guys, it's good to drink water. You must follow my lead. It's very good. So after the break, we'll just go through your comments and hear what you guys have to say.
Yes.
So if you haven't said anything, put it now.
It's your chance.
We will read it, I'm telling you.
I'm excited.
It's such a great experience to come.
What a precious moment.
Mr. and Mrs. Fuka.
There is no better place to restart your Christian journey than to go on a pilgrimage to the land of milk and honey, the land that is mentioned more than 2,000 times in the Holy Scriptures that we read, the land of Israel. Join the man of God, Prophet Philip Banda, as he makes the annual pilgrimage to the Holy Land of Israel from the 6th to the 17th of August, 2023.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. So right now, I'm just going to go through the comments. Before the break, we were talking about your mistakes defining you. We had a little debate here of my mistakes define me. And no, my mistakes do not define me. So we want to hear what people have been saying in the comments. So our first comment from Salaniso, who says, so Gavi, it was you who stole my mom's money.
I mean, I was beaten in public, so he should have found out eventually.
So so you have a relationship with Lani? So
That's my phone right there.
Okay.
It's my uncle. Yeah.
And then we have a comment from Yaliwe who says, I can relate with falling in love with the wrong kind of guys. Even if I knew these were the wrong type of guys, I still went on ahead and was always heartbroken, but now I am wiser. Mr. Loverboy, music baby, what can you say?
The thing is this, guys. Bad girls, right? They're like, what do you call these? Fast foods. It's like you enjoy the relationship back there where you are, but then in the long run, it's not good for your healthy, from your mental healthy to whatsoever. And me falling in love is because I like, all my friends, they're like all in, when we're chilling, everybody's in their corner, quiet. And then me, I'm the only one who's trying to talk because I have no one online. So I just went, and then I just met someone and I'm just like, I never really took time to get to know her. And then because, she also liked me too quickly, I'm like, hey, let's get it. As Prophet says, some people, they want to have something for the sake of having it, for the sake of, I have it. But then it's not, like, even in my mind, I knew, like, this is not the girl of my dream.
So then, is that a mistake? Even at the Aliwa, she said something, she made a plural statement, like, please, if you can read it again. She said something about the type of guys.
So,
Yes.
okay, just for now,
Read it again. I can relate with falling in love with the wrong kinds of guys. Even if I knew these were the wrong types of guys, I still went on ahead and was always heartbroken, but now I am wiser.
So thank you. To answer that question, she says, even though I knew, so she was informed, it was no longer a mistake, it was now a choice.
It's now a choice.
Yeah.
So, my brother, there's no way you can say that was a mistake, because at some point you knew what you're doing is wrong and you still continued. So I feel like our definition still stands to say a mistake happens when, number one, you're uninformed, number two, unintentional, like it happens that, no, there's no way you can, for example, falling, no one falls like by choice.
Yeah.
So my brother, okay.
And falling is a mistake.
It's an accident. Yeah, it's an accident. So, but then, I think she's saying she was falling for a lot of guys at that point, bro. Would you say it was a mistake?
It was a choice.
No, like, okay, you mean, it's not like everybody who has, like, full knowledge of what relationships are and what to expect out of it or who to be in a relationship with. So it can be a mistake, like, from the get-go. Some of us, what is a relationship or what do you want in a relationship? We don't know, like, we don't have the clarity of, you just want to be there for the sake of, plus, maybe with peer pressure, and all that.
He's spitting.
Yeah.
He's cooking.
I'm getting what he's
You can
what
relate.
he's saying. No, not that.
It's okay.
I can relate, but that's
Okay,
not what
it's
I'm doing.
okay.
Gavi, like what he's saying, I like it because he mentioned the thing of peer pressure. And that's where a lot of us young people fall into. Even because you can make a mistake based on it. You are seeing things happen and you're not taught. So you go to someone else who's not taught to teach you something they are not taught about. And it's just duplicating the same thing. So
it's a whole mixture of
I
people
get what he's saying.
I just have something rendering as you guys are talking. Like, I'm just trying to conclude that, okay, so I hear some of them are now, it's like going to choices now. Like, you see the choosing of the dating of the like wrong guys. Okay, now is it like, are my choices a mistake? Can someone make the wrong choice? Like,
you just answered yourself. The choice is wrong. It's not a mistake.
The choice is wrong. It's not a mistake. So you cannot make the wrong choice.
You can make the wrong choice.
You cannot make a mistake choice.
Yeah. Exactly. What's that? It's not there. That's what we're basically saying. So, remember from our definition, we're saying that a choice is something that is like you make a choice when you're informed, when you know what you're doing. Like this is a choice. It's intentional. In fact, with a choice, you've got knowledge. You do not just make a choice. Okay, if you make a choice and it's misinformed, then we can say it's a mistake. Right? If I choose, I don't know why I have to keep going to Music Baby. If Music Baby makes a choice to be with someone that he doesn't know, that is not an informed decision. Hence, it might be named a mistake because it is not informed.
Clarity.
Thank you. So for this one, I'm sorry, what's your name again? I need to apologize to her. Yaliwe, I'm sorry for lingering on this for such a long time. It's just that, this guy, not that I'm attacking, it's I'm clear that you've learned now you're going for the right ones, maybe. And no, I wouldn't say that. Okay, but anyways, so with that, because she kept going for the same guys and she knew it's the same guy, the second one wasn't really a mistake. It was not just a wrong choice. And I'm sure that's what she does say, because now she knew, so that's now a choice.
Yeah, and she was just duplicating the same thing. But we're not there.
Take us there.
Much love, Ilana.
No, we're not on dating.
Yeah, no, we're not. Okay. We're on choices.
Yeah.
Dating is a whole other topic there. But yeah, let's continue with our...
Okay, next comment from Created by Miracle. One of my mistakes, I stole money from my mom and spent it at school with my friends. Moral of the story is, she took me to the barber and cut my hair that I had done a week prior.
How did mom find out?
And the mother as well, to cut hair, it's money as well, but mom also mom's
why she didn't say what type of a cut she went to get?
It's definitely not a good one. Yeah,
probably cheese cup.
Yeah. Next comment from Easy Superb. A crime is not a mistake because you choose to commit that crime. It's not an accident, which is also...
Actually, so with a crime though, some crimes might be a mistake.
Yes.
Some crimes might be a mistake. So basically a crime, to answer your question, I forgot. So to answer that question, say, is crime a mistake? So a crime can be a mistake or a choice.
Okay, but listen here. So a crime is a mistake. I go to jail for that crime. And it makes me a prisoner. That's who I am, a prisoner.
No, it's not who you are. You are not a prisoner.
But I'm in jail.
You are, yes, you are in jail. You are in jail. Okay. Are you a presenter?
A presenter?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Now you are a presenter. After here, are you still a presenter?
No.
So that person is still
in
gonna,
that moment,
even if the person, look, that's why I'll go back to what I mentioned. Mistakes delay us.
So that time he's spending in jail is
that's delayed. Him delaying to getting to, maybe, if I can put it this way, a God-given destiny.
Yes.
There's mistakes we make that can cost us 5 years. There's mistakes we make that can cost us a lifetime.
But who you are is what you do after that mistake.
Your choices after that mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm learning a lot.
I'm glad I'm teaching you. Continue. Guys, I'm joking. It's a joke. Please, for those who think now I've got pride, it's a joke.
So we have a comment from Luto who says, mistakes contribute to who we are. They are lessons to make us better. I don't think they define who we are.
Luto, I'll call you after this. Let's continue.
Yeah.
No, okay, but I think we might have spoken on what Luto said.
Yeah, we did.
We
did.
basically saying that
They do contribute. We did mention that.
the choices, the learning curve part of it do contribute to who you are. Okay, do you guys agree with me? Let me know.
Yeah,
Doesn't it like also go with the size of the mistake?
What do you mean?
For example, there's that word which you don't want to mention, or whatever that might get you into jail. We say it was a decision because it's crime, and then there are these petty mistakes which you make on a day-to-day life. Like she said, putting salt instead of sugar. So I feel like it depends on the context of the mistake.
So what you're saying is that the size of a mistake might end up defining who you are.
Maybe in that
No,
case.
I get what he's saying. I think it's answering what he was saying. Of, I committed this crime, I'm now in prison. But how about this one who put sugar in, or who put salt in coffee
Tea.
instead of sugar? What does that? So you see, it rebuttals the whole thing. Like, it contradicts the whole thing. If we say mistakes make who we are, I feel like now we're going back and forth. If we say that, then what do you call her who put salt in
A
coffee?
dumb person.
Let's
Yeah.
not give people ideas. Let's not give people ideas. No, it's okay.
No, that wasn't the intention. That wasn't the
We get the
intention.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not that you're dumb, by the way. It doesn't define who you are. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Even
Maybe we
regardless
should
of the
have
size, it should be
defined
regardless of the
the
size.
mistake from the beginning to say
We
what
did.
is a mistake.
We say something that happens.
Has he been
unintentionally.
listening?
That's what. If people don't listen, when I'm saying I make these jokes here and there to see if you guys are listening, this is what I meant. Because we've been saying that a mistake is
He zoned
something
out.
that happens
He probably zoned out.
unintentionally.
That was his
happens when
mistake.
you're misinformed.
No, that was
Yeah,
his
it turned
mistake.
over my
Yeah,
head.
that's his mistake. Not listening is a mistake as well. Because you don't choose not to. Okay, sometimes you do, but anyway, sorry. Yeah. Sometimes you do choose not to listen. So,
Yeah, selective hearing. It's there.
Selective
yeah,
hearing.
But yeah.
there's that as well. That's a mistake.
Next comment from Fidela. I believe mistakes are not who I am, but I can learn from them to become a better person. And then the next comment from Peter. There's a difference between doing wrong and a mistake.
That was to answer
Now
Charlotte.
he's talking to me.
Chantel,
Thank you,
I mean,
Peter.
sorry, Chantel.
And then we have another comment from the creative media. Here's my concern. How come Jesus never made a mistake while he was on earth, despite the fact that he was still 100% human being, though he is God?
The creative media is a problem.
Yeah, he's no.
Even yesterday, because he said something and it disappeared.
Come on,
But what
Creative
is his
media.
question based on, though? Like,
My heart is pumping. too
Okay,
much.
his question basically is how come Jesus never made a mistake?
Okay, to answer creative media, ask Jesus.
Yeah. Speak to him.
proper.
Speak to him.
There you go.
He should be able to
mistakes
tell you why he
count as
didn't make
sin?
mistake.
Do mistakes count as sin?
Do what?
Do
Do mistakes count as sin?
Or does
very
sin
good
count as
question.
mistake?
Does
Do
that
mistake is your
grammatical
mistake a sin?
No, I want to understand what you mean.
do mistakes count as sin?
Yeah, I think.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
I think
because
so.
look, in you making a mistake, there's mistakes you'll make that are sin.
Some mistakes are not sin.
But
You are saying some.
Some
That's
at
all
the
Yeah,
end of
So
the
we're
day,
also saying some are sin.
we agreed that a mistake is something you do because you've been misinformed. So it's out of ignorance.
Yes.
So now in that ignorance, you do that mistake.
Yes.
You see in that ignorance. Okay, for example, you run out of 10 commandments. That's you being ignorant of the 10 commandments. And one of them says, "Do not murder," but you murder.
Yes.
So does that?
It also says
It doesn't
do not
count.
covet.
Yeah. Does that mean it doesn't count as a sin because I didn't know it was a sin?
No,
it's
you
a sin.
simply
No,
sin
it's a sin.
unknowingly.
Yeah.
He's spitting. Very
You know,
much so.
I like how Ruben from nowhere just becomes all this deep.
Yeah, that was too deep.
Yeah, it
because
was.
we were saying a mistake is based on you being uninformed, but now you are uninformed about what to do, what not to do according to God's law. So is that a mistake or a sin?
Oh no, then that can be a sin.
It is a sin.
Yeah. So that's like a whole other thing. We're just addressing the mistake part of it.
So mistakes.
We couldn't go to the sin part because sin is a whole other thing.
But do we agree that mistakes are sins as well? Or
I would say some mistakes.
I
made a mistake and dropped my phone.
Based on
That's
context.
not a sin.
Yeah, it's based on
based on
putting salt in. Why would you do that,
Bruh?
Yeah, but
I've been thinking about it. Like,
her putting salt in coffee.
tea.
How is that a sin? Unless if you go deeper into it, but look, I don't think so.
According to our service knowledge, it cannot really be.
So certain mistakes are sins.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Okay.
Someone could bring up the argument. Okay, I wanted to share this. Someone could bring up the argument that maybe someone was trying to break into their house, and that person who was trying to break into their house had a gun, and in them trying to defend themselves, it became a scuffle, and then
someone died.
He accidentally pressed the trigger, the one defending themselves.
So
he didn't intend to do that.
Yeah, according to our law, that is self-defense.
Yeah, but that's a mistake as well. All right? But we know that taking a life of someone
is a sin.
Is a sin.
Yes.
Oh, Nandi is smart as well sometimes.
Bro, you and sometimes things.
No, listen, the reason I say sometimes is because when I say he's smart, next thing he's walking around saying I'm smart. So if I say sometimes, like, humbles, you get paid.
Is that what you do, Gavi?
No, it's
not. I think it's not. I feel like you do that a lot.
Let us continue with our comments.
The next comment from Peter says, stealing chocolate is not a mistake. Taking chocolate that you thought is yours is a mistake. When you steal, you know it's wrong.
He's spitting. Or he's cooking.
Yeah.
That guy is cooking.
Repeat it again.
Stealing chocolate is not a mistake.
Yes.
Taking chocolate that you thought is yours is a mistake.
Oh, okay.
Because you've been misinformed.
Yeah.
When you steal, you know it's wrong. That's choice now.
That's sinning.
Yeah, that's sinning.
That's sinning. That
Who's
that?
Peter Chifuk.
So,
with mistakes, you are unaware until it's brought to your attention. That's what he says.
Wise.
Yeah. That's cooking.
People are smart out here.
People are very smart. And there's more comment to be... There's more comments that we can go into, but we've reached the end, unfortunately.
For real?
For real. Like, time moves so fast when we're here, you know.
Government is changing time on our behalf.
Yeah, no.
It's not happening, really.
There's weapons forming against that somewhere, because...
It shall not prosper.
They will not prosper.
They will not. But anyways, they've prospered because we're ending the show now, so technically they have.
But I guess we can conclude that our mistakes do not define who we are. It's the choices after your mistakes that define who you are.
But we can also learn from our mistakes.
Yes.
And exactly. Much better, we can learn from other people's mistakes so that we don't have to make the same mistakes.
And at the end of the day, I think it's okay to make mistakes.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we are human. We are meant to make mistakes.
Yeah. So just because we've been talking about mistakes and choices, do not start being like, they will not make mistakes.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
It's really okay.
Yeah, it's really okay.
It's fine.
Because you'll stop living.
Yeah.
Bruh.
In fact, making mistake, it's a sign you're alive.
Yes.
You're actually
You're human.
Some make mistake in businesses. Some make, it shows you're trying something or you're trying to. So, yeah.
Otherwise, if you're avoiding mistakes, basically, you won't go anywhere in life.
It's true. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, share with a friend who made a mistake.
Who made a mistake of not tuning in.
The mistake was not watching.
Yeah.
So
not other mistakes, just this one. Otherwise, you become judgmental. So just stick to that.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, on all social media platforms. And don't forget, next week, same place, same time. Until we see each other again, shalom.